Hi everyone, so I just thought I'd show you through one of the resources that I have available in my Teachers Pay Teachers store. It's called Planning Templates. So basically it's all the planning templates that I have come across or wanting to use myself or created and put them together in one place for you to be able to make copies of and use. These are all templates that I have used in my own teaching practice, so I wouldn't really share them if I wasn't going to vote for them or be confident that they would work for you, because they definitely will. They're all online templates using Google Docs or Google Sheets. Down here it just shows you a little bit of what's included. So when you purchase the resource here, it's $5. You'll then download a PDF, and the PDF looks like this. So it will then give you a link up here. It will show you a preview of the photos of the templates and what it looks like, with a little bit of the copyright information at the end. So when you click on the link, it will then take you to this Google folder here, and it shows you the different types of planning templates there. So we've got an inquiry, general long-term plan, maths, planning templates, reading, weekly, and writing. So I'm just going to show you quickly into each of them. So the first one is your inquiry long-term plan. So this I designed to work with the spiral of inquiry. When I was doing my inquiry last year and the year before, you would insert achievement objectives here. There's a picture of your spiral inquiry and your key questions that you are trying to answer within your inquiry. So you would put your learning objectives, your key points, your main ideas and resources and things like that. And it follows through the spiral. By this point you would have your key question, so you would add this in here, and it continues through the whole way through the spiral for your inquiry. The next one is a long-term plan template that I created for units, so any type of unit. So I would use this probably the most out of any of my long-term planners. It's got some links up here for key competencies, school values, very clearly set out. Then through here you link in your learning experiences or your deliberate acts of teaching. So down here you might have a WALT, example, and then resources. The next one is exactly the same except specifically for maths. So I used this as a long-term planner for each term for maths. So I would create like term 1. Up here you would have your warm-up games, so things that you want to target throughout the term. I would put up here just for me. Then down here I would have my group, so squares and the kids' names. What do I really would like, ideally want them to learn, the strategy, their number knowledge. I might have links to resources, ideas, videos, and things like that all in one place, so that I can just copy and paste this into my short-term planner or weekly planner. The same is that template is for reading, except up here I've got shared reading. So again, the whole top looks the same. Down here I have my reading groups. If it loads, is it going to load? There we go. I'd have the WALTs, kids' names, what I would like them to do, and resources. And it's actually color coded for the color wheel and reading texts. And that way, each term as I make a copy, I would just move my group into the different colors. I'm just going to jump over here to writing. That's the same template but for writing. And then down the bottom I have a section on goals, because I'm very goal orientated and goal driven for writing. I don't group teach based on like where you're learning how to write a recount. I group teach based on like full stops or a particular surface feature that they are struggling with. That's how I group teach for writing. So I would have that all written down here, their goal, maybe which group they're in, and continue on throughout the year. I'm going to come back to this weekly planner here. This is just a short-term weekly planner for a specific, I guess, curriculum area. So maybe the arts, what am I trying to teach them, materials, and then a comment on the lesson. I use this planner for teaching ESOL. I would have my students down here, what we were doing, the materials that I needed, and then how the lesson went. So if I was having pull-out groups, or use this for learning assistance, it can be quite effective because I could just write a comment on the side. The last planning template I'm going to share with you is the one that I use every week for my teaching. I use this one over Google Docs. apart from my unit template, which was that second one I showed you. So this is where I create my year overview. I insert all the parts for the year in here, and I use this to come back to, a term overview. I then have a very similar one, but for a week overview. So when I have my what's happening each week, I have that on there. There's also a different version of it like this, which is the same but set out differently, color coded. It's up to you. You can just change the colors. Then I have a couple of reading templates here, which I created on here on Google Sheets. So that's one type. You'd have your group names down there and their activities filled in. That's the second type, your group waltz out here and then where they're going. And then this is the third type, so a little bit more spread out, waltz success criteria linked into the big box at the top. Then I've got two for writing, so you've got this one, you'd have your whole class, what you're doing up there, and then what each group is doing down here. Or this type, so you'd have your experience, your links, your writing goals or groups, who you're reading with, teacher, and conferencing. Then we've got some maths, two for maths. So same deal, what are you doing each week for a warm-up, group name, success criteria, and then what they're doing. Or this one here, same but laid out slightly different. So this is if you have like must-do, may-dos. So I used this not last year, the year before. I used this particular template. So yeah, I hope that shows you a little bit more insight into the planning templates that you can get. I have used all of them in my teaching practice at some point in time. I prefer Google Sheets just with the hyperlink feature that you could have. You can do that on Google Docs, but Google Sheets works like horizontal, whereas Google Docs is more vertical. And I like to be able to see everything like across, if that makes sense. Whereas Google Docs, yeah, I just prefer to plan on Google Sheets. If you've got any questions, let me know and I will answer those for you.